Hey everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small. Today we have another unboxing. This time I received a box from Warlord Games. They, a few months ago, had announced a new game coming out called Achtung Panzer. A few months ago they announced a new game called Achtung Panzer. Using their bolt-action scale models, and it was touted as a tank-only game. The initial release or pre-order of that was just the rules with the models, and I didn't want to do that. But then I think Warlord heard that from the fans, and they offered just a rule pack for the game. So that's what I have here. And actually, props to the Warlord shipping. I had ordered this and got a shipping that it would arrive in a week, and it arrived like in 2 days. It arrived 3 days earlier than the internet told me it would arrive. So it was a pleasant surprise. All right. So what is bolt action? Bolt action is basically 28 millimeter World War II. So infantry, artillery, tanks, vehicles, combined arms. And we have covered bolt action on the channel sparingly. I think we did a introductory battle report with the starter box that had come out. And that's some of the examples I'm going to show you here in a sec. So this is just the rules for Achtung Panzer, which isn't bolt action, but that's its lineage. So I cut it open, but I didn't do anything else. We have a thank you for your order. And again, this is something I purchased. It's not something Warlord sent to me for review or anything like that. Now, Warlord, if you're out there, I'd love to review your stuff. You don't seem to answer my emails, but that's okay. Fun products. You guys make great stuff. And I was excited to get this. Also, as an aside, commercial time for here at All Miniatures Great and Small. If you like what we do, please do check out our Patreon and also our YouTube memberships. Our Patreons, we do Flames of War and Team Yankee battle reports, and on YouTube memberships we have early access and other fun stuff. So, end of commercial. Okay, back to the unboxing. So we've got lots of packs of stuff here, and we'll parse all this out. We've got these look like tank cards, and we might switch. I tell you what, let's switch to an overhead view. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. A lot of good stuff. I think this set was pricey. I think it was 90 bucks ordering it through Warlord. And I don't know if they're going to have this particular set available at other retailers. Hopefully they will. But, we're hoping that Warlord comes through for us. Okay, we've got tank cards packed by Alexandra, thank you. So this is British data cards and skill deck. Then we have the Soviet data card and skill deck. The German, and then the American. So, okay, Stu snuck in here for packing this one. All right, Stu, the pressure's on you. But this is the there we go, the labels there. U.S. Tank Force data card and skill deck. All right, then we have U.S. Tank Force asset card deck, Soviet, German, British. Okay, your asset cards. Well, I forget what that means. I did mention, if I didn't mention before, I'll mention it again. I did, while I was waiting for this, get the PDF. They also gave you a PDF of the rules. So I did read the rules, or at least skim them once, so I have an idea of how the game plays, but just an idea. We'll have a separate video where we review the rules. But these looks like just tokens. Punchboard sub-assembly. Okay. Then we have a deck of cards, a pack of cigarettes. No. These are an event deck. Let's see a random event. I don't know what it means, but bam, teamwork. Commander, those hours of extra drills finally pay off. Play, when one of your tanks performs a tactical action. Effect, your tank may perform an extra tactical action during this action phase. So that's cool. Like, just skimming over the rules, I believe you could like load a shell and then fire a shell with your extra action instead of just loading it for that particular action. Cool. Okay. Then we've got, oh, this feels like, oh, yeah. So we've got, thank you for your order. I have added a small freebie, which I hope you enjoy. Well, thank you, Warlord Games. Was this stew or was this Alexandria, I wonder? Either way, thank you very much. So this looks like maybe Germans? Yeah, these guys, oh yeah, here we go. German Infantry Winter. I don't know if you can see that. So that's very nice. They're trying to get me into more bolt action models, but, you know, very cool. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the frame. Lots of doodads. Check out all the different heads. That's cool. Great coats. Warlord's really doing some good stuff, I'll say. Okay. A nice bubble-wrapped rule book, which I really appreciate. I have had some stuff damaged lately. Boy, whatever they use to hold this rulebook in. We'll pull this off camera here so I can. Aha, there we go. Ugh. All right, what do we have here? We've got Warlord Games presents Vanguard Normandy, a brand new 1 to 4 player World War II board game experience. Bolt action style gameplay meets easy setup of board game. No glue or paint required. Okay. Ooh, look, an easy 8. Bolt actions, band of brothers. Okay. Cool little advertisement. Then we've got the rule book. Now, I did say I looked at this PDF version of this. I do like having paper rules. For some reason, I can comprehend it better. It's a really nice presentation. I say Warlord also, Battlefront and Gale Force 9, which cover similar ground, all have great layouts on their rules. And like I said, I will be doing a separate video where we review this, hopefully get a game or two on the channel. Very cool. Lots of stuff. Missions. Lots of nice artwork. A campaign. Asset cards. So I guess this is all the stuff that we get as cards. So I guess if you buy just the book, or if just this book comes in something else, you could still print these out or cut them out and have them all. Cool. All right, I want to take a look at some of the card packs. Since I'm an American player at heart, let's take a look at what Stu packed for us. Oh, Stu, you tricky devil. I have no idea how this is opened. Aha. I appreciate the hard work, Stu. Okay. So what vehicles do we get here? I guess we'll start on this side. We get an M4A3 76mm Sherman, an M36B1 Jackson, so this is a tank destroyer with a nice 90mm gun, M26 Pershing, M24 Chaffee light tank, M8 Greyhound, okay, armored scout car, M5 Stuart. We have a M4 Sherman, just kind of your vanilla Sherman with the 75mm gun. We have another Sherman. Oh, some of these are double-sided. Another Sherman. A Priest, self-propelled artillery. This looks like a Hero, Eagle 7, Staff Sergeant Robert, is that Early's? M26 Pershing heavy tank. And then you have Captain Thomas Evans, M18 Hellcat. So these have a nice history of those characters. And then these are double-sided. And I think that we get so many like Shermans and stuff because you put tokens on here during play, so you need multiple of your Shermans if you have multiple Shermans on the field. But yeah, let's flip it over. We've got M4A3 Sherman with a 75mm gun, another Jackson M36. Actually, the other one was an M36B1, I think, so it is a different version of the tank destroyer. We've got a Jumbo, non-hero Hellcat, an M20 scout car, a M5 light tank, an Easy 8 Sherman, my favorite type of Sherman. We got 1, 2, 3 of those, and an M10 tank destroyer. So all late war stuff. No M3 Lees or anything like that, or early Stuarts. But all the cool stuff for like Normandy and Battle of the Bulge and Berlin kind of stuff, which is cool. And I'm going to assume that the other packs are the same. I'm not going to bother breaking down each one of those, or should we? Then we have some ace skills. Pour it on, boys. We'll just look at one of them and kind of get a gist of it, shall we? This commander understands the importance of effectively using his tank's secondary weapons. Rolls for the tank's close assault value are always successful on a roll of 5+ instead of a 6. Okay. How about that? I'm still iffy on how the close assault works with just tanks, but if I remember right, there are like, if there's like woods or something on the table, like an event card might be there's an anti-tank gun hidden in those woods, and it might ambush you, which is kind of cool. There might not even use a model for that anti-tank gun, but it represents like dangerous terrain, which is cool. All right, let's look at one other set, shall we? Let's look at the German set. I'm sure there are players who like all the German Uber tanks. I'll take a Sherman any day, thank you. Okay. We've got Panther A, Stug 3. And I know people are going to comment that it's Stug. Yes, I'm an American. That's how I pronounce it. Panther G, a Elephant. Oh my gosh, okay. It's funny how Gale Force 9 and Warlord Games are coming out with not identical, but similar like tank-only versions of their flagship games. They're taking different approaches to it, and I think there is a space for both at the same time, but it's funny that they're both there. So you can play elephants, not elephants. Yeah, you can play these elephants in a lot of games now. Jagdpanzer 38T. 38T, 38T, Panzer 4G, kind of in its cool mid-war gray, blue-gray scheme I've always liked. Another Panzer 4, Panzer 4, Jagdpanzer 4, Tiger 1. Then you got Otto Karius, who's driving a Tiger 1, and a Hans Strippel, who's driving a Panzer 4. The flip side of these cards, so same cards, just second side, you've got Panther D, Stu 42, Jagdpanther, Tank Destroyer, a Nashorn, Panzer 4H, Panzer 4H, another one, Panzer 4F1, Panzer 4F1, F1, 470, and a Tiger 1. There you go. And let's just look at one of these randomly. How about Greased Lightning, Ace of Skill? The enemy might be quick, but this commander is quicker. When a quick reactions event card is played on the Ace's tank, the 2 shots are resolved simultaneously. Okay, well, I guess you'd have to know what a quick reactions event is for that to have any meaning, but sounds cool. All right, guys, there you go. That's a look at the contents of the starter box. The other thing I just wanted to kind of show you was the models themselves, which I think are a big draw for this game. All right. So this is a Warlord Games model. It's a Japanese tank, and it's not in this game, but I just wanted to show you kind of their size, right? So it's a decent looking model. You might have seen that in our starter box battle report. This is not from Warlord Games. This is a Rubicon M4A3E8 Sherman, commonly known as the Easy 8. And I just love this tank, and I love this model. This model is very fun to put together. And you can kind of see the size there in my hand. Let me slap it next to a Flames of War model. Next to a Flames of War model, bam. That's your difference between a 15 millimeter and a 28 millimeter. So yeah, there you go. So like I said, you could probably play this game with 15 millimeter just fine if you wanted to have more space on it. But I think, you know, being able to paint 3 or 4 of these guys and having a cool giant battle might be a fun change of pace. So there you go. All right, let's go back to our overview. All right, guys, so there you go. That was a look at the contents of the box. I'm going to do some more videos for this scale. I am excited to try this game out. I did actually, as I mentioned before, read the PDF while I was waiting for this to come in the mail, and the rules sound intriguing, to say the least. It's different enough from Flames of War and Team Yankee that I don't feel like I'm necessarily duplicating my, you know, my efforts. And I think playing at a cool, bigger scale gives some more interesting modeling options, and you don't need a ton of them. You know, this game looks like it's platoon versus platoon, so 3 to 5 tanks maybe on a side. At this level of detail, I don't think you probably want much more than that. But that's to say, I also want to do some videos covering the vehicles. You know, I have Warlord vehicles, I have some third-party vehicles. I haven't 3D printed in this scale, but if you're interested in seeing a video, I'm actually thinking about a video, since I love Sherman tanks, maybe reviewing the 28 millimeter or 156 scale options that are out there, 3D printing some models and comparing them to the plastics. All right, guys, but there you go. If you're interested in tank-on-tank battle, that's a little bit more complicated, or has a little bit more, I won't say complicated, because I guess that's a negative, but has a little bit more depth to it than Flames of War, because it's focusing down on just a few tanks instead of, you know, a dozen or 2 dozen tanks, check out this game. If you like modeling in a bigger scale, check out this game. There's no reason why you can't play this with 15mm tanks or 6mm tanks if you wanted to either. Yeah. So I'm excited to try this out, and I'll bring you guys along for the adventure if you guys want. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.